everybody, welcome to Keyboard Skills Pro. My name's Tom, and here we go with a fun video on that very famous introduction that actually needs no introduction itself, the 20th Century Fox Fanfare, which has introduced innumerable motion pictures over the decades. This video is a request from one of my patrons, Eric Mack, and Eric lives in the USA and is involved with the theatre organ world. He's a lovely gentleman. I've spoken to him a few times on the phone and we correspond on email, and he's a great supporter of my efforts to further the popularity of the theatre organ. And Eric also has a website and a Facebook page, which if you want to check that out, the website address is on the screen, thisold340.com, in which Eric is restoring and refurbishing a vintage Rogers analogue theatre organ and turning it into a digital instrument. And the blog follows his ongoing escapades with that, and once it's all up and running, he's going to be furthering his playing techniques on the organs. But he did ask me, as a patron, he requested this video, and I'm delighted to bring this to you today. And it was, he said to me, Tom, he said, if I was playing the 20th Century Fox Fanfare to maybe introduce a medley or a selection from a show or a film, what registrations might you use if you were playing this on a pipe organ? Well, delighted to take up the challenge, and once again, thank you so much to Eric for asking for this video. So we're here today at the Virtual Theatre Organ, folks, and what I've done is I've set up here a registration. So I've got 3 keyboards, an accompaniment, a grate and a solo. Now if you're playing on a church organ, it might be choir, grate and swell, but what we've got is, first of all on the grate, we've got a big sort of diapason-y flute sort of setup. So I've got, what have we got here? We've got the 8-foot diapason, we've got the strings, the flutes, all the way through up to 2, with an octave on, so that'll be the great octave, and a 16-foot reed. And obviously we haven't got any trems on to give this a nice clean sound, no tibias. The solo, we've got bright reeds, English horns, tubas, so just the noisiest rank, so you know, a nice, say if you've got a nice trumpet rank, a chorus trumpet, oboes, various things on a pipe organ. And on the pedals, we've got almost every stop available, including the bass drum, which the timpani would be useful. If you, I haven't got timpani on this particular virtual organ. Got the grate and accompaniment couplers on, the crash cymbals, and on this organ I'm having to improvise a bit by using the tambourine and the castanet as the snare, because the snare on this virtual organ doesn't reiterate. So I'm having to use the tambourines to sort of make the sound of a snare drum rolling. Now, the music for the 20th Century Fox Fanfare, you can probably get this off various websites, so have a look around the net. You can obviously purchase a copy. I've got a piano copy in front of me, and if those of you who'd like to know where this particular version comes from, just send me a message, either via Patreon or via the website tomhorton.co.uk, and we can point you hopefully in the right direction. So first of all, let's take a look at what we've got set up on the console. So the brass is up there, that's the trombones and the trumpets. Big classical organ sound on the grate, which kind of represents the strings. The lower keyboard doesn't have any stops at all on, except the snare drums, the tambourines, the tom-toms, all the cymbals. So that will give you a really nice registration in which to play. So we don't want any of that, we just want that stuff there, you see. So big sound on the lower keyboard there, which is working very nicely. Okay, so for starters, we have the famous timpani on the pedal, and what I've got here on the pedals is, again, you could have timpani, I've got bass drum, but to get the rolling snare effect, I've got to use the tambourines and the castanet. So I play any note on the lower keyboard because it doesn't matter which one I play. I'll just play a B flat. The actual fanfare is in B flat because, of course, it's written for brass instruments, so that suits them. So I'm going to go da 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 da, 1, 2, and da. Okay, so I've got all together da da and da da and da, da, da. And that everybody will recognise. And it's quite nice to have a bit of noise on the pedal. You could, if you wanted to, do a quick, just a little, you could do that by going a different note, look, da, 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 hold, and da, da, da. And that'll just create a noise. So you obviously experiment with that. Now, the next part is the actual fanfare, which the brass plays in the orchestral score. And we're going to do that on the solo keyboard up here. So if you're on a church organ, an organ or a manual that has some really nice, maybe like a trumpet, an oboe, you know, get some really nice sharp reeds here. And this is what it sounds like. There we go, and that's the fanfare there on the solo. And that is being provided on this virtual organ by English horns and the tubas. So you could maybe have a trumpet there, French horn. There's a brass trumpet on this virtual, which I haven't got activated yet. Could add an oboe in just for a bit more bite. So there you go, nice and bright, and using the action to be very crisp, and if those ranks are tuned well, they will respond nice and quickly under the action of a theatre organ or a good classical organ action. Okay, now at the end of the fanfare, look, I'm going to hold down the lower keyboard and the pedal to get the snares coming in again. So it's da 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 da, honk. There we go. And now we're going to go for the first time to the great keyboard, and I'm going to lead in with these big octaves. And of course you can be very grand here, nice and steady. And then of course there's a... Okay, so again I could use the... Now you're probably thinking, well, okay, well if I'm playing double octaves, I could go up like that just with one hand, B flat, D, F, G, and then I'm going to come in on the solo because I want the strings. Imagine that's a big string section of an orchestra. I want that to now go with the brass, so I'm going to go da 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 da, B flat. Okay, and then go up. And then up again. And then finally. Now what I've got to do here, I've got to drop my thumb down from this chord, drop it down and push a key on the lower keyboard to get the snare tambourine mix. And then a big crash at the end. So once you get past the opening fanfare, hold, then the great, there you go, and that's the registrations I might use for the Fox 20th Century Fanfare. Now, what you'll need to do is obtain a copy of that sheet music. So I got mine off an online website, I can't remember where I got it from, but just literally search 20th Century Fox Fanfare sheet music, and I've got a nice piano copy in B flat, which works very, very well. And I say, if you want to know the exact whereabouts of the exact copy that I got, just send us a message and I can certainly look that up for you. So that's I think works quite well. We've kind of laid the organ out there, theatre organ or classical organ, like an orchestra, a brass section, big diapason string sort of stuff with the octave. That creates the essence of what the string section would do. The lower keyboard being used just as a percussion section, so there's no stops there, look, just percussion. If the snare doesn't reiterate, I think every theatre organ in the world it reiterates. Oh, this one does now, how nice. Oh, well, we pressed the wrong button. So now you see we've actually got, but add the tambourines as well, and the castanets, that all adds noise, you see. Okay, very nice sound. So once again, let's finish off with, let's see what it sounds like. Good fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves. If you've enjoyed this video, folks, please do consider, as Eric does, supporting my channel with a monthly pledge on patron.com. There's lots of bonus videos, bonus PDFs, and what I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to upload the actual registration that I've set up here, so you can actually download that with some extra hints and tips in a PDF file. So sign up at patron.com. Lots of extra goodies and things on there when you do. Hit the subscribe button, folks, and ding the bell, and that way you'll know every time I go live or upload a new video here on Keyboard Skills Pro. If you'd like to share the video or put any comments below, please do so positively. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon, sometimes here on YouTube. Thank you very much. Goodbye.